Greetings, 635 cohort classmates. This is John. I'm just doing a little bit of a utilization of the Snowmageddon. We saw some snowflakes, so the town has shut down, so I figured I would do some catching up on some coursework for the day. So I want to respond to Dr. McClure's. I'm going to try and tackle two of them at this point. The first one is on Satisficing, and the second one I want to talk a little bit about is the Gerke and Kazar article regarding hiring non-tenure track faculty. I want to start with the Satisficing. One of the questions Dr. McClure had prompted was hearing our thoughts regarding just kind of doing the job that is good enough. I know that many of us work in the realm of student affairs, others have worked in other sides of the institution, admissions for example, where frequently our demands are required for nights and weekends. And that puts a bit of a strain on us in trying to get us to contribute and give our best when we're giving our weekends, our nights, and being able to contribute as positively as we can to other parts of our job. I know that I've committed to doing the doctoral program to the best of my abilities, but there's days that I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with saying, am I writing at my best? Am I finding the time to read and write? And it's a bit of a struggle sometimes. As an example, I actually played hooky from work yesterday to play catch-up because I've worked the last few weekends and have not had a lot of time to read and write. So I took off yesterday and found myself some downtown library time and really just focused on catching up with things. But I hate to not be able to be at the office, and to a large degree I actually felt guilty not being in the office and being there and contributing. But there are parts of the article, the academic motherhood article, that really kind of resonate. I date somebody who has children, so I've been getting a better understanding of that work is not the end-all be-all, and that's okay. And I've still struggled with that a little bit because work is my play, and and for some of you that resonate, that we have a great time at work and that becomes what we really enjoy doing. So for me, it's a bit of an additional struggle in that. So the whole idea of satisficing, as I read that, I kind of said, how many opportunities and how many times do I satisfice in my current work? And I think I don't want to admit that I have to do that sometimes, but there are times when I have satisficed and doing the best that I'm able to, knowing it's not my best work. But that's one of those areas with the doctoral program that I do not want to satisfy, so I want to give my best effort to do the best that I can in this program. So that talks a little bit about satisficing. The other article is, why are we hiring so many non-tenure track faculty? The prompt question being along the lines of, do we buy it? Essentially, that it's lack of planning. I don't know for sure. I'm going to hypothesize. It's not a study I've done. But I think that there's a bit of a trend in higher education. We're trying to cut costs, raise expenses for tuition to a degree that we need to maximize profits and margins and et cetera. Not necessarily profits per se, but just maximizing loss or minimizing losses to produce larger endowments, as some institutions view those as a bit of bragging rights. So I think that there's definitely some struggles in those. With trying to hire, and I think it's a little bit of a cheaper, less costly expense to hire these faculty members. And in reading the Challenge and Choice article as well, talking about the last minute hiring of faculty members to participate, one of my other courses is being taught by an adjunct faculty, and I had a chance to talk with him a little bit last night, and he had also admitted that it's a struggle not having an office space on campus, not having a lot of preparation time to get ready for classes, and that does have a negative impact on the experience for the students, but he's doing his best so that we don't see that, making himself accessible in other means and other ways. But I think going back to the article, I'm just going to hypothesize and say that perhaps it's to keep more money in the bank, if you will, of the higher education institutions. And I think that struggle we're dealing with is when you have tenure track faculty, they're not required to retire at a certain age, and as they age on in years, they get to have higher salaries, and I think that's a struggle for upper-level administration or the deanlets, as Ginsburg referred to them as. So I think it's just a bit of a struggle. But those are some core thoughts that I had, and I welcome any and all feedback regarding how I think we satisfy sometimes. Anyway, have a great day, everyone.